Hey guys, Nate here, Coeur Custom Tackle. Hey, today's the day. I'm going to show you a bunch of different rigging options for the Instinct baits. And the reason I wanted to do this, I wanted to show you that most often what you have in your tackle box already is going to work for these hooks. You don't have to go out and buy all these specialty hooks that these guys are promoting online. Very creative people, and they're coming up with a creative solution. But there's a lot of alternatives that I'm having success with. All right, the first one I want to show you guys is the Swimbait hook. And I'm using an 1/8 ounce and a 1/16 ounce, and this happens to be a 3/0. I really think a 2/0 is probably the best size for these Instincts. And how I'm doing it is I'm using these, and these are the first hooks that came to my mind when I started pouring these baits, simply because they're pre-weighted. It makes it simple. And how I've been doing them is just literally threading them through the first couple times. A little tougher, you might have to wet it down a little bit. And the nice thing about this is, even with the 4-inch and the 2.5s, it definitely gives a lot of hook gap there. And like I was saying, this is quite a bit. I'm thinking the 2/0 would be the best. But it's pre-weighted, it's gonna fall towards that weight, so it's gonna fall down in this direction. And when you pull up, because of the angle of the hook or the eyelet, it's gonna pull up. So definitely great quick opportunity. I would not, or I have not used these on the 2.5s. I've been using them on the 4-inch. 2.5s, I think if you had a smaller one, definitely be fine. Okay, let's talk about the next set of hooks. And these you can get in weedless and in standard, but they're simply a Neko hook. This is a 2/0 Neko hook, and this is what I'm talking about, the 2/0s. I think they're just a better overall fit, and it's going to give enough penetration there with the hook. And these baits, guys, they're supple. They're poured hard, but they definitely have a lot of give to them, so you're going to have good hookups. I like doing this, and I fish the one without the weedless guard a lot, simply because my area, I don't have to worry about it as much. But I also put a worm head weight on there. This is a 1/16 ounce, and that's going to help it fall hook side up. So I just literally insert it towards the back of the hook shank. And I've been doing this on both the 2.5s and on the 4-inch, which is this. This is my root beer color here. And this one's poured a little softer compared to, for example, this one with the weed guard on it. So you can see the little difference. But guys, when they fall, phenomenal action in the water, just that little tingle of those appendages. So, but again, this is a 2/0. This is a weedless version. I am running both of these hooks as a 2/0 on the 2.5s as well. Seem to be working great. I have not had any problems losing them. Hey, and guys, if you're worried about these things coming off, they're not going to. If you fished enough stick baits in your life, you lose them all the time, right? These things are on here, so you don't have to worry about having some sort of barb. I do have an alternative for you if you are worried about that. But they are poured in a saltwater blend, and that just means it's a harder blend. And then I add additives depending on the size of the bait. But they're not going to come off, guys. I've been fishing these a lot, and I have not had one even remotely come close to coming off. So if you're worried about that, it's right here. Don't have to worry about that at all. So, okay, guys. This is the alternative if you are worried about these things slipping off. You can get buttons to hook on them, but this is a flipping hook. And this, I believe this is a 1/0. So it's a little smaller, but the flipping hooks obviously come with the little barbs. And if you're worried about that, this has a natural built-in barb. Really no weight to them. I'm using the VMCs on all my hooks except for the Swimbait hook, which I'm using Gamakatsu. But this, guys, that is on there. Not going to come off. The 1/0, as you can tell, it's not as much of a hook gap there to the bait. Still okay. I have this one rigged right through the center. So 1/0, 2/0, I'm preferring the 2/0s. Okay, the 4th style that I've been using, and I don't even know what this hook is. I don't know what it's called. It's an off-brand hook. And that is simply kind of a weighted jig hook of some sort. The problem with this one, it is a 1/0, but the hook shank, or the hook point, goes back towards the shank, if you can see that. So I'm a little worried on the hookup ratio on that one, but as far as having a pre-weighted hook that's smaller, it works great. So something I'm trying out. I kind of like having control of my weight, so I kind of like the concept of, and I dropped it here, I like the concept of having the nail weight or the worm head weight in the bottom of it, because you can control it completely. Okay guys, I've used this a little bit, but the fish are a little deep right now for me to use this, in my opinion. And that's just a Tokyo rig. This is a 5/0. I would definitely downsize dramatically, but I can see a lot of opportunity for this at the right times of year, or if you're fishing in the right areas. So you can control the weight really well. You can drag it across the bottom, control the presentation. So really excited about this opportunity. I would definitely drop down to at least probably a 3/0 with this Tokyo. Okay, the last option, and I don't even have it here with me yet. I was able to source, and I know a lot of guys are using this online, able to source some frog hooks finally. I don't fish frogs. I don't typically carry frog hooks. I do have some coming in, so, and I got, I think, 2/0 and 3/0, if I remember right, to test out. The nice thing about frog hooks is going to give you that double penetration opportunity for the hook points. I don't know, I'm kind of partial to these Neko hooks. They seem to be working really great. And I just really wanted to share with you guys today, it does not have to be complicated. They can be simple hooks. They can be hooks that you have in your tackle box. We all have Neko hooks. We all have flipping hooks, Swimbait hooks. So you can fish these things without having to go spend a ton of money on these specialized hooks. So that's really the message I wanted to come out with you guys. You guys take care. I'll talk to you soon.